Alright, let's dive into something that's got the music world scratching their heads. Vinnie Vincent, the ex-Kiss guitarist, is selling his new album, Judgment Day Guitarmaggedon, for a cool $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. $2 million. But here's the kicker. He's calling it the greatest album of all time. Bold claim, right? Personally, I think this is less about the music and more about a statement about the value of art, the state of the music industry, and maybe even Vincent's own legacy. Let's break this down. First off, what's included in this $2 million package? You get the album, master files, artwork, posters, and even the rights to release each song individually if you want. Essentially, you're buying a record label in a box. But here's where it gets interesting. Vincent retains creative control. Any marketing plans? He has to approve them. It's like buying a Ferrari but letting the dealer decide where and when you can drive it. What this really suggests is that Vincent isn't just selling music, he's selling his vision, his brand, and his rules. It's a power move, and I can't help but wonder if it's a reaction to how artists have lost control in the streaming era. Now, let's talk about the price tag. $2 million is the same amount Wu-Tang Clan got for their one-of-a-kind album, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. But here's the difference. Wu-Tang created scarcity by making only one copy. Vincent, on the other hand, is betting on the perceived value of his music. He's comparing Guitarmaggedon to classics like Meet the Beatles and Led Zeppelin too. Bold? Absolutely. Realistic? In my opinion, not really. Those albums became classics because of time, culture, and impact, not because someone declared them so upfront. What many people don't realize is that Vincent's last full-length album with Vinnie Vincent Invasion came out in 1988. That's 38 years ago. The music landscape has changed, and so has the audience. Is he out of touch? Or is he onto something? Here's what makes this really interesting. Vincent tried selling individual songs for $200 each before this. Remember that? He wanted 1,000 pre-sales per song, but it didn't work out. Now he's pivoting to this all-or-nothing approach. It's like he's doubling down on his belief in his own genius. But if you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about the money. It's about validation. Vincent wants to prove that his music is worth it. Worth the price, worth the hype, worth the legacy. But is he overestimating his relevance in 2026? I mean, Kiss fans will remember him, but will the broader music world care? One thing that immediately stands out is how this connects to bigger trends in the industry. Artists are constantly fighting for fair pay in the streaming era, and Vincent's approach is extreme, but it's also a middle finger to the system. He's saying, if you want my art, you're going to pay for it my way. It's almost punk rock in its defiance. But here's the deeper question. Is this a sustainable model? Or is it just a publicity stunt? Personally, I think it's a bit of both. It's getting him attention, but it's also highlighting the frustration many artists feel about how little they're compensated for their work. A detail I find fascinating is that Vincent is comparing his album to some of the greatest rock records of all time. Now, I'm not saying Guitarmaggedon isn't good. I haven't heard it. But declaring it a classic before it's even released feels like putting the cart before the horse. What this really suggests is that Vincent is trying to control the narrative, to shape how his work is perceived. And that, to me, is the most intriguing part of the story. It's not about the music. It's about the ego, the legacy, and the fight for artistic control. So, here's my closing thought. Vinnie Vincent's $2 million album isn't just a sale, it's a statement. It's a challenge to the industry, a test of his own relevance, and a gamble on whether anyone still cares. Will it work? Honestly, I doubt it. But what it does do is spark a conversation about the value of art, the power of artists, and the lengths they'll go to protect their vision. And in that sense, maybe Vincent's already won. What do you think? Is this a genius move or a desperate one? Let me know in the comments below.